What's up, guys? We are in my room because I am about to start some seeds. I have it all laid out. I'll turn you around and show you what I mean. I want to start 2 trays of they're gonna be a mix between brassicas and cool flowers. If you follow me for a while, you know that I tried to start a lot of my cool flowers outside, and the only ones I really got to germinate were what's it called, bells of Ireland. I got a lot of those to germinate, and then another flower that I can't think of the name right now. But with that being said, we've been having freaky cold weather here in coastal South Carolina. It's been like, usually we have like one cold day and then it goes back up to the 70s, but it's been continual freezing temperatures, way cooler than normal, as well as next coming, I think Tuesday and Wednesday, they say we're gonna get like snow, and we haven't gotten snow since probably 2018 here in coastal South Carolina. So it's gonna be freezing. I think they said those 2 days the highs is gonna be like 34, which is barely above above freezing. With that being said, it's basically completely changed how I started seeds this year. Last year I started all of my peppers and I had them in the hoop house, and the hoop house is not a heated hoop house, but I had them over double cover when it dipped down like way below freezing, and I was able to keep my peppers alive. They did grow slower than if I were to have them in the house, but I did it that way so that I didn't have to have like such a big difference when I was transplanting them and having to like keep continually bring them outside because they've been inside all of the time. And I was planning on doing that again this year, but things didn't turn out like I wanted, and so I did end up having to start my peppers inside and haven't been able to bring them out to the hoop house. And so they have sprouted. Most of my sweet peppers have sprouted. Only today I looked, and maybe like a couple spicy peppers have started to sprout. With that being said, in my last video I showed you guys that I did a seed haul, and I had like probably 6 more peppers that I needed to start, so I'll be starting that today. I have some herbs I want to start, some brassicas. I didn't start my ground cherries, and then the rest is going to be cool flowers, as well as some celery. So I thought I would bring you guys along with me. I'm going to be doing 2 different methods. I'm going to be doing soil blocking as well as starting some seeds in this new Greenstalk seeding tray that I got for some seeds that are a little bit bigger. So this is my setup right now. This is a tray. This is the Greenstalk tray. New tray right here. You can see, you can bottom water. You can lift that whole thing up, which is really cool. And each one of these has 36. So I'm going to be starting sweet peas in here, as well as some pin cushions and black-eyed Susan vine. I need to make tags for that, but then I've already spread out all of the seeds that I want to start. I have my small potting soil from Back to Roots. They actually sent me this to try for free. This isn't sponsored or anything like that, but I've been seeing a lot of their things, and so I wanted to try bags, so I asked them to send me a bag. So I'm going to be using this to start my seeds this year, and I have it broken down. You see my broccolis and cabbages. I have broccoli, cabbages, and a few cauliflower I'm going to be starting. These are my peppers that I just got into the mail. I have a few herbs, and then the rest of those are all cool flowers, and I have them broken down because I'm going to be using my new seed starting tray, and this can hold 20, and when I counted, I think I can fit 14 of these into this tray. And so I've tried to already prepare myself, writing out all the tags and separating how much I want in each tray. I wanted to make myself as prepared as possible, so when I start making the soil blocks, that it will be really like a smooth transition, because for me, writing the tags takes the longest time for me. So I just wanted to show you the inside of the bag. If you can see that, there are some chunkier bits in here, like there's a wood piece right there, but it did say that it was enhanced with worm castings as well as mycorrhizae, which is really good. So I'm hoping that this is going to be a really good mix. Like I said, I've never tried their soil before, but I did get this bag sent to me, and I'm going to use it and see how it does. I also have some other stuff that from them that I'll do a complete different video. I spent my own money on it, that I hope is going to be really, really good, great. I'll show you that, guys. Show you that in another video. But I'm just going to pour this inside of this container I have right here. I'm going to pour some in, and then I'm going to, it's not really wet, and so then I'm going to pour some. I'm going to get some hot water and pour it in here, and then make my soil blocks. I'm gonna make my soil blocks first, just in case my plan is to make my soil blocks first, just in case I don't have enough soil to fill, because these will take more soil because they're bigger and more, like, more depth. And so make my soil blocks first. I do have some more potting soil that I picked up, but that's inside my hoop house, and so I want to make my soil blocks first in case I run out of this potting soil, and then it's easier to put soil into these, and I can easily do that from the soil that I have inside my hoop house. So I do know about soil blocking. I've only done it, I think, was last year my first year of soil blocking? I think so, I don't remember. But I do know that you need the soil to be really, really wet. So that it holds together. And so I'm just gonna try and get it as wet as possible, and then we'll go from there. Okay, I think it's pretty wet. This water isn't like pooling at the bottom, but then when I leave it for a little while, I can see water come out, so I think that's pretty good. I don't know if this is gonna work. It's already not going into, I'm not getting any in, because it is thicker than, it seems like it needs like more peat, and my peat, I do have more peat, but it's in the hoop house and I'm not going outside. It's dark. Okay, let's see. Moment of truth. They're not as, let's see. So you can see them, but they're not as like defined. I should be able to like pick up one whole individual, which I don't think and it stay together. I don't think if I picked up one whole that it would stay together, but I'm gonna keep going. Okay, I just finished my 2 trays of soil blocking. They fit 3, 6, 9, there's 15. I was expecting them to only fit 14, so I'm gonna just have an extra seed starting area. I'm gonna show you all of the chunks I pulled out of there. It was a little chunkier, like woodier than I would have hoped it was gonna be, but this is a seed, this isn't a seed starting mix, this is a potting mix. So these are all of like the big twigs and chunks like that, and once I came across them, I just drew them out, because when you have like big chunks like this inside your seed starting, any like gaps like that can help mess with germination. Like if I was to put a seed on top of like a big wood chunk like that piece, it would not want to germinate. And once I did 15 soil blocks, so that's like 30, I only had enough soil to finish almost 3 trays of this. So I'm going to have to plant those 3, really 4 out tomorrow once I get the rest of my seed starting or my potting soil out of the hoop house. Like I said, I'm not going in the hoop house because it's dark and late. But that whole bag, I'm at least glad that it did my 2 trays. These are the Bootstrap Farm, if you watched my last video where I showed you all of my garden supplies that I got this year. So these are the mesh bottoms, and so I'm going to have to sit this into a solid bottom. Okay, cool. Now I have them in their tray so that I could bottom water. I'm just gonna clean up a little bit so then I could get like have the space ready to start these seeds. Like I said, I'm gonna deal with this tomorrow, but let me clean up all of this extra wood pieces, and the floor is like a little wet and stuff like that, and then we'll start seed starting. So I just went ahead and separated them. I'm doing 10 ground cherries, 10 of the candy cane peppers, 20 calabrese broccoli, 20 of the broccoli Waltman 29, 10 corbassi peppers, 10 habanadas, 10 Mad Hatters, 10 jalapenos, 5 rosemary, 5 anise, 5 summer savory, 5 spearmint, 20 hyssop, 20 eucalyptus, 40 pansies, 40 dusty millers, 20 pink baby's breath, 20 white baby's breath, 20 white yarrow, 20 gold yarrow. And then what I have over here is I have 60 pin cushions. I have 10 tall Utah celery, 10 golden boy celery, 5 dill, 20 sweet williams, 20 foxglove blend, 20 larkspur. Altogether I have 40 larkspur, but they're 2 different blends. I have a rudbeckia, 20 what is this? It says straw flowers, 40 straw flowers, 20 lavender mist, 20 which is white, and then I have this one which is rose, and then I have 40 dwarf straw flowers. For the dwarf sunflowers, I want to plant a row of dwarf flowers in the in-ground bed that I have where I took down the trellises. For 3 years I've planted tomatoes there, and this year I don't want to. And so this year I decided I was going to plant dwarf flowers down the middle, and so that's the beginning of my dwarf flowers. I do know I want to plant dwarf sunflowers, so I'm going to have this dwarf straw flowers, dwarf sunflowers. I'm going to have dwarf zinnias, dwarf marigolds. I just want the whole middle entrance to be like really, really pretty with all the different colored flowers. This right now is pin cushion, and they say do not cover, and so I'm just laying them directly on the soil. And then once I finish everything, I will push them, like make sure that they have contact with the soil and they're not going to move. It says light aids germination, which means do not cover it. And like I said, for this one, I'm doing 60 of these. You can plant them with 9-inch spacing. I'm not going to leave these tags in here. Once I should stop right now and take a picture of them, because once I have the picture, I'm going to remove the tags because I know they're going to end up just falling. And I'm probably only going to keep one tag in so that I know where I planted, where I started from. What I want to do is get some, what is it called, painter's tape, which I keep forgetting. so that I can write down on the painter's tape what is what. But I just haven't. In all honesty, I've been like procrastinating starting these seeds because I hate starting little tiny seeds. These pincushion seeds are actually not that bad, but I know like I have snapdragon seeds that, which I completely forgot when I was doing this. I have snapdragon seeds that I need to start, and those are like nothing. So now that I'm thinking about that, I'm wondering if I should keep one of these for snapdragons. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take out these last two, because I completely forgot until I was just talking to you about small seeds that I did not mention snapdragons. So instead of doing 60 pincushions, I only did 40. Where are my snapdragons? Oh, it's because I never took them out. I never took out snapdragons, and I never took out bachelor buttons, because I tried to direct sew my bachelor buttons like I did last year, and they did not really do as great as they did last year. Okay, so let me pause and see which snapdragons and if I'm gonna plant bachelor buttons. Okay, I just reconfigured that. I added in 5 rows of snapdragon, 3 rows of bachelor buttons, and then 2 rows of Lysianthus. I tried to start Lysianthus 3 years ago when I first started gardening. They're absolutely like so beautiful. They're probably like I want to say my top flower. I can't remember the other flower that I really like right now. Ranunculus and Lysianthus is probably like my top 2 flowers. I tried to grow it from seed, and I didn't really. It's a pelleted seed that I got from Johnny's. I had like 5 different ones. They were really expensive, and there were 250 seeds in here, and there's probably only like, I want to say 20 to 30 seeds in each one of these, because I tried to start them, like sprinkle them all over the soil and then like poke them out as they started germinating, but something happened. I think I got sick or something, and then they dried out and a lot of them died. And the ones that I did get to transplant, they were absolutely beautiful, stunning. So I want to go ahead, since I've had these seeds for 3 years, and that was 3 years ago. I have not tried to start them again since. I want to, one of the things that I've done this year is try to use up all of my seeds that I had from like 2017, and so I did use a lot of them for like cover cropping and stuff like that. But these are one of the other seeds that I've had for probably, I want to say 3 or 4 years, and I haven't tried to grow them again since. So I'm going to try them again. I have white bachelor button, white bachelor button, red bachelor button, and blue bachelor button. Then for my snapdragons, I have a white snapdragon, apple blossom, rose, a black prince, and then just a mix. And so I added those in as well. And what I did was just basically my larkspur, since I had 2 different blends, instead of making 40, I just cut them down to 20, so 10 each variety. Then for my sweet William, instead of doing whole 20, I did 10. And for my foxglove, instead of doing 20, I did 10. And same thing for my love in a mist and Rudbeckia. Instead of doing, well, I had love in a mist blend, and then I just realized I had a white one, and so the blend I'm only doing 10, and the white I'm doing 20, and then Rudbeckia I'm doing 10. And so I just basically move stuff around so that I can fit my snapdragons and bachelor buttons and Lysianthus without having to start a whole new. So it's been 3 days since I started these seedlings, and I have to say the only thing I've done different this year with seed starting is getting those humidity domes, and it's been my first year investing in them. Previous years I've used just like, what is it called, saran wrap to start my seedlings, and then that was like a hassle, and so I stopped even doing that. But this year
my seedlings have grown in like 3 days, or started sprouting in like 2 or 3 days. Even my peppers, which usually could take up to 21 days, have sprouted in like 7 days using these humidity domes. And so it's definitely a game changer. If you are interested in upping your seed starting game, definitely invest in some seed starting humidity domes.
Okay, I'm officially finished. I'm tired from bending over, but I got everything planted, my brassicas, my peppers, my flowers, some herbs, and then what was the last thing? Ground cherries. So everything's all planted. Most of the things I planted did not cover, and so you can see the seeds are on top of the soil. Some of the seeds that were like really tiny, I tried to do my best to get only one seed on there, but you can see I do have a sprinkle. Some of the things I did purposely plant two of, like this lisianthus, I purposely plant two seeds, but then stuff like this yarrow, when I did a sprinkle, it just all fell out and I left it like that. And then my jalapenos, as well as my brassicas and all of that, I did go ahead and sprinkle some soil on top of the soil blocks, because these aren't really big enough for me to push down seeds. So things that needed to be covered, like peppers and brassicas, I did cover. All of the flowers over here were do not cover, and so you can see that they're just sitting on top of the soil. Obviously bigger seeds, you can see I didn't cover this one, and that one actually needs to be covered. That is bachelor buttons. Bachelor buttons do need to be covered, but everything else is light aids germination, which means that you do not cover them. I do have these seed starting domes, and I did use them over my peppers, and I was able to keep the, what are these called, the plant tags on with my peppers. And so I'm gonna try and see if I can keep the plant tags on with these as well without them falling over. It's not a perfect flat fit, but it's a fit nonetheless. And then I'm going to close the holes that are on top so that the soil stays moist. I'm gonna do the same thing for my other one over here, and I'm going to sit these inside my bathroom. It has been super cold over here, and then on Monday and Tuesday, I think I already told you guys, it's supposed to snow. And so, and most of these seeds say 70 to 70, I think some said 65, I want to say to 75 degrees. In my house, I keep the temperature around 73, but I do keep a space heater inside my bathroom, and that's exactly what I did with some of my peppers, my spicy peppers specifically. I kept inside my bathroom, just right on the floor in the corner where I knew nothing was going to happen to them. So I'm going to do the same thing for these, just put them into my bathroom until I see that they start germinating, and then I will move them to a grow light, and hopefully, because I don't have a lot of space inside my house for grow light setup anymore, because I thought that I was going to be starting all my seeds outside. Hopefully we'll be past this freaky cold weather, and then I can get all of these things outside inside of my hoop house. Altogether, I just finished planting over 600 seeds. Each container or each section was 20 soil blocks, and I had 15 sections of soil blocks. So 15 times 20 is 300. So each tray had 300 seeds or seedlings on them or more, because you guys saw how I sprinkled some seeds and multiple seeds on some of them. And so that is, I think, plenty of enough between all of the things that I need, because like I said, I have the 2 beds out there that I tried to plant cool flowers in, and I may still try and sprinkle some seeds out into the garden, the ones that obviously do not need to be covered, and see if I can get any of them to germinate outside. And then again, if I don't, because my hope is to going forward is to be able to start all of these cool weather flowers outside directly into my garden without having to start them inside. It's nice starting them inside, because then I can go outside and then plant them individually into 9-inch spacing. But if I don't have to soil block, if I don't have to separate seedlings, if I don't have to wait like make the soil and do all of the things. I would prefer not to do that, and which is why I tried to start them this past, I think November is when I tried to start them. And I don't know if maybe I just started them a little too late. Maybe I need to start them earlier. And then also I was having a hard time with my drip irrigation, and so maybe that had something to do with it. But my goal is to definitely be able to start those cool flowers direct seeded outside, and I know it's possible because I follow a couple flower farms where they start their seeds, specifically their cool weather flower seeds, directly outside into the soil. So I know it can be done. I just think that I need to do better at keeping my soil moist while they're outside, and I think that's what happened, is the soil wasn't getting moist because I was struggling with my drip irrigation at the time, and then we went like 2 months without it raining. So we'll keep an eye. I'll keep you guys updated on my seedlings. I'm tired now, it's late. My neck hurts from bending over, and I'll have to catch you guys on my next video, which will have to be planting out the Greenstalk's new planter. Once I get outside and can get the rest of my potting soil, I'll be able to plant the Greenstalk, the new seed tray from Greenstalk. So I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye guys.